Okay, this time we're going to throw a curveball at the importer and do an MM3 monster, and we have a Frost Giant here, which is very iconic to the D&D world, and we'll paste him into the Notes tab there and do our usual F4, and that'll give us the player token. There he goes, and we'll examine the text. Don't need this first one here. I noticed that the move action, Giant Stride, is kind of screwed up here. The importer did kind of a number on the text here. They put all this garbage in here, so let's get rid of that and put in the text that's supposed to be there. Go back to the description and grab the up to the recharge part of that power and paste it in so we can repair the text. So recharge and get rid of this effect, and we'll put the closing bracket in there, so that's good. And it also did this, and this is through no fault of its own. This is what it's supposed to do. Pushes, pulls, or slides. The importer is going to think that this is a force movement power and put in code for that. So let's avoid that by taking out those recognition keywords and putting in the forces there. And that should be okay. So let's try importing at that point. And these are pretty straightforward powers, so I don't think we need to worry about going into depth with them, but normally you should check all the fields as you're saying okay to all of these. And primordial range, this is the one we're going to be changing later because there's some extra circumstances to that. Here's that Giant Stride, which we fixed. That's very good. And no, it's not 5, it's 4. Stay on your toes. Don't click OK robotically through all of these. You have to correct those as we get them. Here's that icebound footing we were talking about, where we changes the forces to from the push, pulls, or slides, and it recognizes the prone state, which is not correct. It just saw the word, so it thinks that somebody's being knocked prone. It's not. So we're canceling through that. Cancel this. We don't create any duplicates, so that looks pretty good. So now we can start to customize. Now, do you remember the Gold Dragon's double attack, which we had to modify by going to the base power and rebuilding it? Well, let's do that to M Freezing Great Axe right here. Okay, that's not going to be a basic attack, but it will be 3 attacks, and we're going to do this, Visitation attack. And we're going to explain and see how that mechanic is done. So let's call it Visitation, and then we should be in business with that. And that's going to be the power that we are going to call from Primordial Rage, which is the parent power. So we're going to go to Frankenstein's Lab, append RE block, and we're going to change Primordial Rage to get that branch. So once again, we're going to go get name and do a nonsense do nothing effect. Say okay, just so we can get to this branching link part. And yep, okay, and yeah, Freezing Great Axe Visitation, we want to call that. And there we go, the Primordial Rage is now ready. To demonstrate that, as you can see, I've zoomed out here, and what is going to happen, he's going to walk around the battlefield, and to indicate his positioning, we're going to use the A boss to indicate all his visits, as we're going to call them. Look in the chat window, you'll see it's recording the positions, and what we're doing is we're putting it at the upper left corner of where he's going to be. So yeah, this part is where the A boss is going to be. So let's try it right now. It's recorded all the positions, and yes, we want Primordial Rage. There he goes. He's at the first position that we specified. So he's going to attack Warrior Orange. I've set the skeletons to PCs for the purposes of this demonstration. And yeah, I hit that guy. There he goes to the next position, the next visit. Attacking Warrior Yellow. And finally over to poor Vinny. Hits him. Does some extra cold damage. And there we go. That's the whole Visitation attack mechanic. Now let's take a look at that icebound footing that we had going there, because that may have been done improperly. Yeah, we don't really want the saving throw line in here for the prone. We can do that manually. So let's do that, and let's set that up as a reaction trigger. So we can go to Tactical, Trigger Definitions, Reaction. He's reacting to a forced move. And we're going to add, yep, Icebound Footing. And that adds that trigger. There we go. That's it. Thanks for watching.